So friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we will start subgroups, and this is one of the most important concept in the group theory series. Okay, so before starting this, I will revise you what we have done till today. We'll start with groups. So what was the definition of a group? It is any non-empty set which satisfies the four properties which were closure property, associativity property, existence of identity element, and existence of inverse element. Okay, so any non-empty set which satisfies all these four property, it was a group. Okay, then we saw the two types of groups which were abelian and non-abelian. The group which satisfies all the four properties with commutative property is abelian, and the group which does not satisfy the commutative property is non-abelian group. Then we see the concept of monoid and the concept of semigroup, right? The semigroup was that it was not a complete group. It was just a non-empty set with associativity property and closure property. It was not a group. I am repeating. It is semigroup. Semigroup and subgroups are totally different concepts. Semigroup is not even a group, but subgroup is basically a group. Okay? Then the next concept was of monoid, any non-empty set with associativity property with closure and existence of identity property was monoid. Okay, so this was the things we did. Now we will start subgroups. So let's see the definition. If G is a group defined under binary operation star and S be any non-empty subset of G, then S is subgroup of G. If it satisfies the following two properties: if S is closed for operation defined in G, that is, if A is element of S, B is element of S, then S star B must be element of S. Also, if S itself is a group for the operation induced by G, only then it is a subgroup. Right? This is the definition. Let's go next. Every group G of order greater than 1 has at least two subgroups. This is very important thing. Every group G of order greater than 1 has at least two subgroups. Remember this forever, which are the group itself and the group of our identity alone, that is E. Okay, about two subgroups are called as trivial subgroups or improper subgroups, and the subgroups other than these two subgroups are called as non-trivial or proper subgroups. Now we will see some examples of subgroups. So here are the examples. Our first example is set of real numbers R is the subset of complex number C. Under addition operation, C is a group and R is closed for addition in G. Also, R itself forms a group for addition operation, hence it is a subgroup. So we are saying that C, we have taken the group C of complex number, right? And we have taken the set of real numbers R. Okay, and we are saying that C is a non-empty set. It is a group under addition operation, and R is the set of real numbers, and we know that R is the subset of C. Okay, or we can write as C is superset of R. So this means that all real numbers lies in set of complex numbers. So R is closed. Okay, and under addition operation, R itself forms a group. So here C is a group, R is subset of C, and R is closed under addition operation. Therefore, R is subgroup of G under addition operation. Okay, let's go next. Also, in the same way, set of rational numbers Q is subset of real number R. Under addition operation, R forms a group and Q also forms a group for induced operation of addition. Even it is closed for addition operation, hence subgroup of G. In this case, we are saying that R is the set of real numbers and it is a group. We are considering it as a group, and we know that Q is the subset of R and Q is non-empty. Q is non-empty subset of R. Even Q is closed under addition operation. R is also group we have taken under addition operation, and Q is closed under addition operation. So we can say that Q is subgroup of R. In the same way, okay. Let's go next. Set of integers Z is subset of set of rational numbers Q as well as set of real numbers R as well as set of complex numbers C. Under addition operation, these all forms group, hence Z is a subgroup of R, Q and C. Also R is subgroup of C. So in this case what we are saying, we are thinking about the integers Z, and we know that integers is the subgroup of rationals, which is subgroup of reals, which is subgroup of complex. Okay, yeah, we all know this, and we are taking all this under addition operation. Okay, therefore complex number forms group under addition operation, real numbers form group under addition operation, even rational numbers forms group under addition operation, also integers form group under addition operation, and integers is the subset of all three groups. Okay, it is also closed under addition operation, so Z is subgroup of all these groups. Also Q is closed under addition, so it is subgroup of these two. Even R is closed under addition, so it is subgroup of Z, and this we are saying there. Clear? Next, if Z is a group of integers G under addition operation and S is a subset of Z and S is set of even integers, then S is subgroup of set of integers. Okay, so here we are saying that we have taken the set of integers Z, which we know it is non-empty and it contains the element 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3 up to infinity, right? And we are taking the subset S as the set of even integers. So what will it contain? It will contain 0, it will contain plus minus 2, plus minus 4, plus minus 6 and many more. Okay, so first of all what we will need to check here, we will need to check that is S is closed. Okay, so if we took any two elements of S, say suppose 6 and 2, then 6 plus 2 will give us 8, which is even, therefore it is closed. Let's suppose 10 and minus 6 under addition operation, so it will gives us 4, therefore it is also even, so it is closed. Therefore this is closed, right? And also it is subset of Z and itself is a group, therefore this is a subgroup of Z. Therefore the set of all even integers is subgroup of set of integers. The next is, let Z be a group of integers under addition operation and T be a subset of Z and T is the set of odd integers, then T is not subgroup of G. Let's check. Again we are taking the set of integers Z, which consists of 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3 and many more elements, and this time we have taken the set T, which is the set of odd integers, which consist of plus minus 1, plus minus 3, plus minus 5 and many more integers. So first of all we will need to check whether T is closed or not. So if we took any two elements of T, let's say 3 and 1, then under addition operation it will give 4, which is not the element of T, because T is the set of all odd integers and 4 is even integer, it is not odd. Also let's take any two integers, suppose minus 5 plus 1, it will give us minus 4, right, which is also even and it does not belongs to T, which is the set of odd integers. Therefore the set of all odd integers is not the subgroup of set of integers. The next example is of Z is a group of integers under addition operation and T is a subset of Z and T is a subset of odd integers, then T is not a subgroup of Z. This we have seen. Then next thing is of NZ. So set NZ is of multiples of integer n under addition operation and it is a subgroup of set of integers z under addition operation. Let's see. So what is nz actually? N is any integer. Okay, n belongs to z. So if we take 5 as integer, so 5z, what element it will contain? It will contain 0, it will contain plus minus 5, plus minus 10, plus minus 15, and insert all multiples of 5, all integer multiples of 5, right? Then we are saying that this is a subgroup of z. So is this closed? Obviously it is closed, because if we took any two elements, it will give us the elements of 5z. Say let's take 10 and 5, it will give us 15, which is element of 5z. Let's take minus 10 plus 5, it will give us minus 5, which is again element of z. Therefore it is closed, right? And 5z itself is a group, because it is closed, it is associative, there exists identity element, there also exists inverse element, right? Therefore it is a group, and it is also subset of z, therefore it is a subgroup, right? This way we can take any nz, therefore nz is subgroup of z where n is integer. Then next example is R be a group of real numbers under multiplication operation. Here our operation is multiplication. Then the set of rationals Q is a subset of R, hence it is a subgroup of rational numbers. And we are considering here the set of rational number, right? Because we know that the set of rational number is group under multiplication operation. So in the same way we can prove that it is a subgroup of R. Okay. Then the next thing is 1 minus 1 iota minus iota is a group of fourth roots of unity under multiplication operation. Also 1 minus 1 is a group of roots of unity and also subset of fourth roots of unity, hence a subgroup. So what is here? We have taken the fourth roots of unity as 1 minus 1 iota and minus iota. This is the fourth roots of unity, right? And we have taken roots of unity as 1 minus 1. So it is very clear. We know that 1 minus 1 is itself a group. Also 1 minus 1 I minus I, it's itself a group. Also 1 minus 1 is included in the fourth roots of unity. It is here, right? So it is a group. It is a subset of fourth roots of unity. Therefore roots of unity is a subgroup of fourth roots of unity. So in this way we saw subgroups today, that if G is any group under some binary operation and it has some non-empty subset, then that non-empty subset will be its subgroup if and only if that subset is closed under the given operation, and also it forms a group under that operation. And then we saw the types of groups: trivial, non-trivial, that is proper and improper subgroups. So identity element and the group itself is called as trivial subgroup or improper subgroups, and other than these two are non-trivial or proper subgroups. And also every group G which is of order greater than 1 has at least two subgroups. This is an important statement. And then we saw the examples of subgroups. So we will stop here for today, and in the next video I will talk about some modulo classes and residuals modulo, and then we will see the examples of residual classes or residue modulo classes as examples of group. So please do like, share and watch. Thank you.